No, Mrs. Watson, the sky wasn't red yesterday. It was more of a hot pink. Well, it's not my fault you can't tell the difference between the two. Now, how's your swamp water? Is it fizzy enough for your liking? Ah, okay. I'll be sure to add more lean next time. Ooh, telegram. Bring it over here, my good sir. Ah, I'm sure they're all wondering what's going on. Art is going on, my dear viewers. Everything you see is not simple nonsense, for it is all a metaphor for the current state of capitalism and Wales, I guess. Everything without meaning has meaning, and no, it's not confusing, you're just not sophisticated enough to understand. Hi, I'm Comb, and I like obscure movies that toy with what's left of my mental well-being, and today, I'm covering 3 of them, and those 3 are 2018's Possum, that one movie about a sentient killer tire, yes, I am very, very serious, and in honor of David Lynch's memory, Eraserhead.
Eraserhead is my most spiritual film.
Why will elaborate on that?
No.
Now, these movies are not for general audiences. These aren't the type of movies you sit down and watch with the family for dinner. These are works of art that you have to pick apart and decipher. And better yet, each of these movies are weird and unsettling. Well, Rubber is just weird. But Possum, oh boy, Possum is oh so horrifying.
Mother, father, what's afoot? Only possum black as soot. Can you spy deep within? Little possum black as sin.
Hello, my name is David Kinch, and in honor of David Lynch, I'm cooking quinoa. Dude, it has been a while since I've seen Possum, and I forgot just how much I love this movie. It's dreadful, creepy, and the atmosphere is thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. To normal people, this movie may come across as just random, nonsensical, spooky stuff, as most of the movie is just Philip walking around strange places, seeing strange things, and acting strangely.
Chaos reigns.
It's a very quiet, isolating, and horrifying film that explores the themes of childhood trauma. We follow a man named Philip around who is a disgraced children's puppeteer. Philip is a very odd fellow, keeping to himself and not really knowing how to interact with people.
What were you drawing?
To strangers, he's a very concerning individual, but he isn't.
Can I ask what you're doing?
Nothing.
Why are you waiting there?
Used to be my school.
Move on, will you?
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Philip is a man so broken down by his own trauma that he's been outcasted from the world and is seen as a pervert. Philip returns to his childhood home after being fired from his job as a children's puppeteer.
I heard about your performance. An old teaching colleague of mine wrote to me. A scandal by all accounts.
They'll take me back once that's gone.
The movie doesn't tell us why he was fired, but seeing how strangers view him, our minds can fill in the blanks.
Is that you, pervert?
The fuck you say to me, you little shit?
Actually, that's something this movie does a lot. It never really explains anything. It just alludes to subjects without spelling things out for you. Even though that leaves us to feel very confused and puzzled, I like it for making us think for ourselves. Most of this movie has to do with symbolism. Things that seem creepy for the sake of being creepy start to mean something to you once you start to understand the movie's themes. Undeniably, the most symbolic piece of this movie is Philip's puppet, which the film focuses most on. This is where I'll leave you with the spoiler-free segment. If you're interested in seeing it, I watched it on Tubi at a very short runtime of 85 minutes, but for your discretion, This movie portrays and discusses topics of childhood trauma and abuse. If you'd like to avoid spoilers but would like to watch the rest of the video, I've divided everything up into chapters for you to skip ahead. Throughout the movie, everywhere Philip goes, he carries a bag with him. Some emotional baggage, if you will. This bag, and the content within it, is a very clear sign for trauma. He's always carrying it around with him, and though he tries to leave it behind or destroy it countless times, it always comes back to haunt him. And if you want to talk about haunting, let's have a little look-see, shall we? Holy shit! Oh my god, that thing is horrifying! I love it! Look, I'm one of those weirdos that likes spiders and shit because they're creepy looking. Hey, sometimes they're creepy cute, kinda like creepy hamsters with 8 wicked legs. And I mean, damn boy, look at them legs! Do those legs go all the way up?
Legs are impressive. You show that to children.
But those are just the legs. I'm sure the rest of the puppet can't be all that scary. I love this fucking thing so much, dude. As terrifying as this thing is, though, I bet this thing gives mad hugs. I won't be covering any actual spoilers for this movie. I just figured if someone were to see this puppet for the first time, it should be from watching the movie and not some silly little YouTube video. We're going to take this drawer right here and open it. Greg! You're not supposed to be in there. As I'm waiting for the water to boil, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to prepare this vegetable bouillon. And in order to preparate it, we're gonna take knife. That should be good.
This is what our killer looks like.
Tired.
Exactly. If you have any questions, it's now or never.
Is it black?
You know, when I decided to cover 3 obscure movies, I could have gone with The Lobster, A Ghost Story, or even one of my favorite movies, Mandy. But no, I decided to go with the one about a killer tire. Why? No reason. All 3 of these films are weird and unconventional, to say the least. Possum and Eraserhead are both odd and confusing pieces of art, but the weirdness in those movies have a point to them. Rubber is... well, Rubber has no point.
Gobble gobble, motherfucker.
Rubber is just the autistic kid in the back of the class doing their own thing. But you'd be mistaken if you thought that this movie was only about a killer tire. Well, if it's not about a killer tire, then what is it about? Well, why don't I just let the guy who I assumed was the director elaborate it for you? Just as soon as he's done knocking down all of these chairs. Yep. Every last one of them. Look at all those chairs. And how they're being knocked over. Thrilling, I know.
In the Steven Spielberg movie E.T., why is the alien brown? No reason. In Love Story, why did the 2 characters fall madly in love with each other? In Oliver Stone's JFK, why is the president suddenly assassinated by some stranger? In the excellent Chainsaw Massacre by Tobe Hooper, why don't we ever see the characters go to the bathroom or wash their hands like people do in real life? Worse, in The Pianist by Polanski, how come this guy has to hide and live like a bum when he plays the piano so well? Once again, the answer is no reason. No reason. No reason. Absolutely no reason. I could go on for hours with more examples.
Okay, this movie already gets 5 stars for name dropping my favorite movie. But the funny thing is, there is a reason for all of these examples. In a love story, they fall in love because that's the story. Duh! In RFK, he was assassinated because of, massive CIA conspiracies and, also history. And you should have done your homework here, dum-dum. One of the very first things we see in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is Franklin pissing into a can. Now, I haven't seen The Penis, but I'm sure there's a good reason. As far as E.T. being brown, what are you, a fucking racist?
But all great films, without exception, contain an important element of no reason.
You fuckhead. That is the stupidest thing you interpreted there.
And you know why? Because life itself is filled with no reason. Why can't we see the air all around us? No reason. Why are we always thinking? No reason. Why do some people love sausages and other people hate sausages? No fucking reason.
Gee, you're getting a little salty there about sausages, but I get what you're saying. Life is reasonless. Why can't I taste or smell colors? No reason. Why did my loving wife Janine leave me in the summer of '78? No reason. Why is it that my sleep paralysis demon Gregory, what the fuck, Gregory, you know what, that's his name, I'm going with that. Why is it that my sleep paralysis demon Gregory won't stop tickling my toes when I'm trying to sleep, even though I've asked him several times to stop because it's really annoying? No reason. So, this movie technically isn't about a killer tire. The tire is just a product of the no reason. So, what's the plot about? No reason. It's quite literally just nonsense throughout the entire runtime. I mean, we do follow the tire around and a group of policemen try to track it down.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
You'd think that would take up most of the runtime. Half of the movie is just the tire killing things and also watches women in the shower and pool? Okay, this movie should have been about a killer condom flopping around like a fish for how down bad this thing is. And while all of this happens, the spectators comment on it while other weird stuff happens. Weird stuff like this woman pouring orange juice onto her pancakes. Yeah. It's also very, very meta. Once again, for no reason. Most of the characters in this are spectators who are watching the movie from far away, making comments on what's happening.
It's already boring.
Don't be so negative. It's just the beginning. It's gonna pick up. Just be patient.
Is any of Rubber's self-awareness smart or clever? No. It just is because it is. Especially towards the end when one of the spectators grows bored.
Why don't you just ice the bloody tire? Now that he's standing in front of the dummy, you get a bazooka, or even better. No, listen. Even better, you get one of your guys with a flamethrower, huh? Just whoa. What I'm asking is speed up the action. That's all. You know, boom, boom, huh?
Yeah, but then we wouldn't be here if you'd eaten a damn turkey.
Well, that's true enough.
Spoilers for this movie and No Country for Old Men. Skip to the next chapter to avoid being spoiled. Okay. Anyway, there's your warning. I really want to talk about how this movie ends. It's so anticlimactic, it just feels like one big troll. I don't know, it's funny.
Blow my head off, you big slut.
So, the cop from the beginning of the movie tries to lure out the tire with a dummy rigged with explosives.
You like me? think I'm sexy? Come on. You know I've been very naughty. You have to punish me. Come punish me. Who wrote this garbage?
Don't worry about that. Go on.
Obviously, that doesn't work, so to spite the spectator, he just rolls in and murks the tire off screen.
Blow away that rubber shit myself. Be done with it.
No, you can't do that. What about the dummy blow up? I mean, you promised, man.
And bye.
And this just feels like Josh Brolin's death in No Country for Old Men, except done as a spiteful joke. I honestly love it. I think it's funny as hell. So the next step is we're going to take this wine glass. Now, the next step is wine. However, I don't have wine because I'm not an alcoholic. But I'm sure it'll happen one day. But instead, grape soda. And now I can play pretend. I can't drink this. So, in honor of Daddy Lynch himself, I'm gonna go out to the garage and I'm gonna have myself a little bit of a smoke. Have you ever wanted to experience secondhand nightmare? Because that's exactly what Eraserhead is. Just an absolutely horrific fever dream. I'm serious though, this movie perfectly captures what bad dreams feel like. One moment, everything feels like real life where you wouldn't even know you're dreaming. But within that perceived normality, odd things happen from time to time, until shit goes balls to the walls insane.
14 years ago, I had an operation on my arm here. Doctors said I wouldn't be able to use it. Well, what the hell do they know, I said. And I rubbed it for a half hour every day. And then I got so I could move it a little, and I got so I could turn a faucet, and pretty soon I had my arm back again. Now I can't feel a damn thing in it, all numb. You'll be all right in a minute.
But this movie is a nightmare filled with fears that everyone has. Fears like meeting your girlfriend's family for the first time, ooh! Or fear of commitment, ooh, spooky, or fear of being a father figure, ooh. I know, horrifying. I wouldn't want to be a father either. Do you have any idea what kind of demon I would raise? You see, the milk goes before the cereal. But as confusing and interpretive as this movie is, there is one very clear theme, and that is the fear of fatherhood. I mean, this one scene says it all. So if you don't know what this movie's about, don't worry, because neither do I. But the gist of it is that there's this guy named Henry. Yes, this guy with the weird hair, who goes to meet his girlfriend's family for dinner after what I assume to be months of not seeing her.
I didn't know if you wanted me to come. You never come anymore.
Dinner's almost ready.
Obviously, meeting the family goes well. I mean, it always does.
Did you and Mary have sexual intercourse?
Well, I don't think that's any of your business.
Henry, you're in very bad trouble if you won't cooperate.
No, stop. What are you doing? Dude, no! What the fuck?
Mary!
Yeah, Mary's preggers. Spoil, skip to the next chapter to avoid. Okay, thank you, bye. I love this entire dinner scene. It might not be my favorite dinner scene, but I love how awkward and weird it is. You wanna know what I love more, though? That fucking baby. You heard me say it. I love that little dinosaur-looking thing. He's so fucking adorable. I would kill for that baby. I sure hope nothing bad happens to him. No! Not the baby! Why? Look how they massacred my boy! Oh, he's made of quinoa. Huh. Well, you learn something new every day. It was not. In 64. My throat's still dry from Vegas. Yep. Got a feeling I didn't do this right, because in the video, all the water should have been evaporated by now. Yeah. So that was 3 obscure movies, and there are a lot more obscure movies out there, so one day there could be a part 2. Anyway, that's about all the time we have for today. Mrs. Watson, thank you for... Wait a minute. If that's Jack, then you must be...
Hello!
Revolutionary visionary filmmaker David Lynch? What are you doing here?
Now, did you leave a plate of black coffee out for me?
No, sorry, I didn't.
In the future, please leave a plate of black coffee out for me. Also in the past.
Okay. Let's see how this is. That is really salty. I think, oh my god, that is really fucking salty.
It's salty.
Yeah, I will not be eating the rest of this. I will have a heart attack.
Alright.
That's beautiful cinema.